Baseball League contest is the first game of a three-game weekend series featuring the Denver Cougars and your Larks. The Larks enter tonight's game at 7-1 on the season, 3-1 in the RMBL. This evening is our privilege to honor many of the great players who contributed to the Larks' success over the decades. Free admission to tonight's game has been made possible through the generous sponsorship of the Golden Q in Hayes. We greatly appreciate these fine people and their support of Hayes Larks baseball. And now let's meet tonight's starters for your Hayes Larks. Leading off and playing second base from the University of Sioux Falls, number 2, Grant Long, tonight's beverage batter. Second, the catcher from Murray State, number 7, Brady Evans. Third, from Cochise Community College, the designated hitter, number 17, Cam Pearson. Fourth, playing first base from the University of Oklahoma, number 28, Cade Brown. Batting from the University of Nebraska, number 9, Core Jackson. Batting sixth, the center fielder from Eastern Tennessee State, number 8, Leo Jibian. Batting seventh, playing left field from the University of Texas at Arlington, number 12, Zach Henry. Batting eighth for the Larks from Kansas City Community College, the third baseman, number 4, Palmer Hutchison. And batting ninth for the Larks, playing right field from Hayes, number 33, Dylan Dreiling. Tonight making the pitching start for the Larks from the University of Texas at Arlington, 3-0 on the season, number 16, Wyatt Dippes. And in his 40th season with the Larks, please welcome the head coach, Mr. Frank Leo. Larks pitching coach is Keith Harper. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Lopez and tonight's national anthem. For tonight's first pitch, our celebrities are former Larks players Dennis Staub, Andy Wilson, and one of the players that was on the very first team coached by Coach Leo 40 years ago, Bruce Anthony. And ladies and gentlemen, a special treat catching tonight's ceremonial first pitch, former Lark and star of the New York Yankees, Jim Larks. Another round of applause for Denny Staub, Andy Wilson, Bruce Anthony, and Jim Larks.
What we do here is go back.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 9 of the 2021 Larks season and their 75th anniversary season. This is game 1 of a 3-game series against the Denver Cougars for your Larks. On the mound for Hayes is Wyatt Divis. The first pitch he sends home. Braden Duon, the left fielder, skies it just above the head of Cord Jackson at shortstop. It's a line drive here for the first base hit of the ball game on the first pitch. 105 degrees here in Hays, Kansas, but still a great turnout as the Larks are having a special 75th anniversary celebration today. Jim Lyritz came home, former Lark and former star of the Yankees, a 2-time World Series champion, was one of the members of that first pitch crew. A lot of former Larks in attendance tonight. They'll all be honored during the game. Divis comes in 2-0 on the year. This is appearance number 4. Has only allowed 1 earned run through 10 innings pitched. This one, the delivery home to Yuki Yoshimura in the zone. Runner on first, nobody out here in the top of the first inning from Larks Park. Stepping backwards and late on the swing is Yoshimura, and it'll be line to left field. Zach Henry runs, and the stand-up effort won't be enough, and it drops 3 feet short of his glove in foul territory. So we'll go back to first base. 0-2 count reads the scoreboard here from Hays, Kansas. Cougars on the season coming to this one 3-8. They're 1-3 in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. They are in 5th place out of 6 teams. The Larks 7-1 on the season in a 3-game winning streak, 3-1 in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. 1 game back from the Fort Collins Sox, who are 4-0 in Rocky Mountain Baseball League play. This one misses. 1-2. Larks sporting the retro uniforms, those cream colors with the red lettering and a blue number. Blue hats with the red trim and red lettering. The 1-2, just outside, 2-2. Cougars sporting their road grade pants, black helmets, and a black, white, and gray camo jersey. When it's hard to tell the numbers from up here because of that. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Divis, a righty out of UTA, goes home from the stretch. It's grounded softly at Grant Long. Will toss to Cord Jackson for 1. The throw won't be nearly in time at first base. 1 out at second, and Duhan is back to the dugouts. Yoshimara reaches on a fielder's choice. Now to the DH, Landon Anderson. His first look at Divis this year. Divis, a 5'10" righty out of Lincoln, Nebraska, and has spent the past 3 years with the UTA Mavericks after spending 2 years with the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. And this is year number 4 as a Hayes Lark. First delivery to Anderson, a nice changeup, 0-1. Divis, 3-pitch arsenal, a slider, a changeup, and a fastball. But when he's working them, boy, do they work well. The 0-1 slider caught the inside part of the plate, 0-2. Larks on a 3-game winning streak, looking to keep that alive here in this game. Larks line up defensively with Zach Henry in left field, Leo Geminian in center, Dylan Dreiling in right, Cade Brown at first base, Grant Long at second base, Palmer Hutchison at third, Cord Jackson at short, and Brady Evans tonight's catcher for the Larks. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count on Anderson. Fastball will hit Anderson, and that is hit by pitch on the season for Wyatt Divis. Number 2, hit 1 and his second appearance. That was against the Saints when he went 5 innings and picked up his first victory on the season. Did not get credited for the win in his first start on the first game of the season because he only went 3 innings out of the 7 played. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Duhan out after Yoshimara reached out a fielder's choice. It's Yoshimara at second and Anderson at first. Due up for the Larks in their batting order, Lung, Evans, and Pearson, 1, 2, and 3, due up in the bottom half of this first inning. Swan is going to be chopped off of Pennington, the first baseman, and now he has an 0-2 count. Divis, part of that 18-16 win this last Monday in Denver. They were down 11-1, came back winning 18-6 in 12 innings, came in relief of Corey Brights and threw 2 innings and picked up the win. That was his last appearance. Struck out 2, walked 2, no earned runs. 7 runs have scored while Wyatt Divis is on the mound this year, but only 1 of them has been earned. The Larks have just made a lot of errors while he's been on the mound. We'll go 0-2. Delivery number 3 to Carter Pennington. Slides inside, 1-2. Cougars won 17-0 in their last game on Wednesday against Premier West. Pennington went 1 for 2 but scored 2 times, drove in 2, and walked once. Two and 2, Awada on deck with all there in the hole. Brady Evans gives Divis the signs. Divis offsets his front foot and goes home. 2-2, line to left field. It's going to be out of play.
Giving away dollar bills for foul balls when you return them to the Larks. That's all night long, courtesy of the Hayes Police Department.
So we'll stay at 2-2 with one away and two on, one of those in scoring position. First pitch came at 6:08 p.m. Started an hour early because of the celebration scheduled tonight. It'll be a great night for the fans that are at the ballpark. We got over 1,000 here tonight. As this one's grounded to the right side. Cade Brown dives for it. It's going to be off his glove and into right field, and sending home from second. Yoshimura scores, and Anderson goes to third base. It's ruled a hit, and that's just earned run number 2 on the season for Wyatt Davis. Pennington picks up an RBI. For Carter Pennington, that is RBI number 6 on the year. And for Yoshimura, run scored number 2. This is just his third game played. Runners on the corners, 1 out, a 1-0 lead for the Cougars. Davis was a dominant pitcher last year for the Larks, had an ERA under 1 and went 3-0. It was a short season. Davis the year before that went 5-1 in a full season with the Larks. This one's fouled off to Keen Iwata. Iwata on the season batting .429, but has only played 2 games, 3 hits and 7 ABs. Takes a pitch with some velocity, 0-2. Grant Lung shifts towards second base, looking to turn a double play as this one's fouled back. A lot of Larks legends here in attendance tonight, and they're going to be honored as we celebrate the Larks' 75th anniversary. There's already been a lot of celebration going for this anniversary season. Fireworks on night 1 with 2,000 fans in attendance. And there was a banquet yesterday with all the former players, a golf game today for all the former players with at lunch. Just a lot of celebration, and it's worthy as this is one of the best summer league programs in the nation. And 75 years is something to be proud of. 1-2 on Keen Iwata, the shortstop. This one's hit high over to the left field side. Zach Henry goes to the left field foul wall, and it bounces into the Larks dugout. So we'll stay at 1-2. Iwata on Wednesday went 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and 3 RBIs. Those are his 3 lone hits of the season. Again, had only played 1 game before that. The 1-2 lined back, and Cougars doing a nice job of getting Davis's pitch count up. Davis has already thrown 22 pitches and misses the zone here, 2-2. On deck is all there with Terwilliger in the hole. The 2's delivery from Davis. Slider starts inside and catches the inside corner. A nice punch out for Wyatt Davis, number 12 on the season, through 10 2/3. So now to Morgan all there, the right fielder. Alder on Wednesday had just 1 at-bat, reached on an error and came around to score in that 17-0 win for the Cougars against Premier West. Get the feeling that Premier West is somewhat of a high school team. Changeup hangs in the air and grounds right to Cord Jackson, And all there will end the first inning. The Cougars get one, and they lead 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the first on Larks Network. Leading off the bottom of the first for the Larks is Grant Lung, the second baseman, starting leadoff yet again. First delivery here from Mason Martinez, called strike on a fastball to Lung. This is Martinez's second appearance on the year. Got the start against the Heat on June 2nd. And the second pitch here to Grant Lung is lined up the middle on the ground, and it's a base hit. For Grant Lung, that is single number 7 on the year, hit number 8.
From Murray State, the catcher, number 7, Brady Evans. By the way, drinks are half-price correction.
And
Reduced price for the remainder of this half inning, courtesy of the 8th Street Liquor.
as Grant Lung is the beverage batter here. Not often you see the beverage batter be the leadoff guy, but gets the Larks fans happy, and there's about 50 people already headed down to the concessions and beer stand to get themselves a half-price beverage thanks to Grant Lung. Brady Evans, the catcher, to the dish now, batting second. This is the highest he's hit in the order this year. Evans comes to this one batting .471 with an OBP above 600. Just having a great year out of Murray State College. Runner on first, nobody out. Martinez in that lone appearance. 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. Both teams throwing the race today. This one 1-0 to Brady Evans. Evans had Wednesday off after catching 2.5 of the Larks 2.5 games of that Larks 4-game road series, and really caught all the games Monday, and that was a 12-inning game. 2-0 on Mr. Evans. It swung off the glove of the catcher, Coper, and Long danced around at first base. Thinks about going to second, and ends up staying there. 3-0 to Evans. Check over at long. He slides in safely without attack. Martinez threw 38 pitches on that only appearance of the year, 29 strikes, 9 balls. And all 3 innings, he started with the leadoff outs. And Brady Evans is taken all the way on a fastball down the middle. Inside delivery, 3-1, make it a 4-1 count, and Evans picks up a walk, back-to-back runners on. Mason Martinez on the Seward County Saints, and Liberal, a 6-foot flat freshman from Amarillo, Texas, has spent 2 years with the Saints, making 17 appearances and is 8-2. First walk of the season for Martinez, and for Evans at the dish, that is walk number 6. That is second on the team, tied with Grant Lung. Only Lark with more is Palmer Hutchison, who is batting 8th in this ballgame. First delivery to Cam Harrison, the DH, swung on and missed. Harrison having a great year for the Larks, just like he did last year, continuing his success. But on this delivery, he sends it off the bottom of his bat and into the glove of Coper. No balls and 2 strikes on the 3-hole. The 6'2" freshman from Gilbert, Arizona, steps back into the right-hander's batter's box. Martinez looks at Lung, goes home, and this delivery way outside, 1-2. On deck for Hayes is Cade Brown out of OU, and Cord Jackson is in the hole out of Nebraska. Evans gets his lead at first. And this one will just catch the inside part of the plate, and Pearson is down on strikes. So no courtesy runner for Evans, and there's one away.
From the University of Oklahoma, the first baseman, number 28, Cade Brown.
Cade Brown to the dish tonight, starting first baseman. Brown didn't travel with the Larks over that 4-game series in Denver, but did play on Wednesday. Had 1 RBI and scored once and walked once in 4 plate appearances. Runners on first and second. The first delivery to Brown. Low, he sends it over to the right side, just a tad late on the swing. 0-1. Martinez looks in, gets his signs from Coper. Brown with a couple warm-up swings. Once Martinez gets set, Brown gets set, and the delivery home. Off-speed changeup at the waist. Brown sends it to right field, out of play. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 away. Here in the bottom of the first, Hayes down 1-0 against the Denver Cougars. Larks familiar with the Denver Cougars. This is just the second year where the teams are in the same league, but they have played them many times before. The shortstop, Iwata, calls time for Martinez and tells him to step off. And he's given the signs to Martinez on the mound as Lung gets his lead right in front of Iwata. This delivery towards the feet of Brown bounces off the turf, 1-2. Fastball way low. When moving in from right field, straight across from right field to left field. See if that has any effect on balls hit to the left side of play. 1-2, 1 away. Martinez goes home, and this changeup just catches the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts looking for the Larks, both on inside deliveries on off speeds. And that makes their 2 away quick. Now to Cord Jackson, the shortstop out of Ontario, Canada. Jackson, the number 3 player in Ontario according to Prep Baseball Report, and according to Perfect Game, he's the number 4 player. Long at second, Evans at first, as Jackson looks to keep this inning alive. Martinez goes home, and a curveball swung on a miss, 0-1. Martinez has thrown 16 pitches, 10 of those strikes here in this early game. Struck out 2, allowed 1 hit, and walked 1. 0-1 to Jackson, fastball inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cougars line up with Duhan in left field, Terwilliger in center, all there in right field. Yoshimura at third, Iwata at short, Smith at second, Pennington at first, and Coper behind the dish. Martinez, every time he looks like Grant Lund goes home and doesn't turn his head into his front foot, moves forward. And the Larks have taken 2 strikes looking in this AB after striking out looking twice. One and two away. Cord Jackson will have to protect the plate and keep this inning going. Changeup way outside, and Jackson swings it and is very frustrated. And the Larks, after getting back-to-back runners on base to get the inning going, runner in scoring position with nobody out, strike out on 12 pitches, and that sends us to the second inning. Larks down by 1, leaving 2 on base. Top of the second here from North Central Kansas. Wyatt Divis back to the mound. The first batter he faces is Jake Terwilliger, the center fielder. First delivery from Divis, fastball inside, 1-0. Cougars brought 6 hitters to the plate in the first inning, 2 singles, a fielder's choice, and a hit by pitch, and they scored 1 run. 1-1 count on the center fielder. Terwilliger in his last game went 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored, walked 3 times, and is down on the count here, 1-2. One-two from Divis. Off speed, inside 2-2. The changeup doesn't catch the plate. Larks fans alike, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Stream the games free of cost to watch. All that we ask is that to subscribe. Subscribing really helps us out. 2-2 from Divis. Slider misses outside, but Terwilliger chases it, and Divis gets strikeout number 2 on the day. Number 13 on the season for Wyatt Divis. And our scoreboard on the stream not working. This one hit to left center field. Zach Henry moves back into his left and makes the catch. And Coper back to the box, or back to the dugout after one pitch. Two-way quick here in the top of the second. Aiden Schmidt at the bottom, or Smith at the bottom of the order to the box now, the second baseman. His first look at Wyatt Divis in his career. Divis sets up, goes home from the stretch. Fastball catches the zone, 0-1. Divis has only thrown 2 balls this inning. The 0-1 slider across the plate, and Smith chases it and sends it over the right side. No balls and 2 strikes. Divis 1 strike away from ending the top of the second. Due up in the bottom of the inning for Hayes, Jeminian, Henry, and Hutchison. Infield playing back. Long and Jackson heels on the grass. And the 0-2 from Divis. Lined between Long and Brown over the right side. It's a 2-out base hit for Smith at the bottom of the order. Third hit of the game for the Denver Cougars. Top of the order we go. It's Braden Duhan, the left fielder, to the box. And I worked on it, and we got our scoreboard back. Duhan on the day, 1 for 1 with a single back in the first inning, and then was out on a fielder's choice from Yoshimura. Strike 1 call. Davis has started all 4 batters of the inning with the first pitch strike. Davis really good about that. Came into this one starting 6 of his 10 innings with a leadoff out. And started 37 batters with a first pitch strike. 2-1 on Duhan. Smith gets his lead at first as Yoshimura and Anderson are due up. Small lead at first base, and this one's lined to the left field side and a few feet foul of the third base line. So we'll go to 2-2. Cam Harrison chases it all the way into the corner from the dugout, and we'll get time as a third base coach for the Cougars. Waits on him to do that. Mark Cirillo, the head coach and third base coach for the Cougars. Changeup hangs over the air. Wyatt Divis will get the ball as it bounces towards Cade Brown. He takes it to first base himself. A nice play from the pitcher who has spent time at third base in the outfield for the Larks this year, or in his career with the Larks. So the Cougars bring 4 to the plate, and the Larks down 1-0. Bottom of the second, Leo Jiminian leading off. The center fielder has dropped in the batting order this season, but still had a great year. He is batting sixth today. The first delivery to him, a called strike. The 0-1 to Jiminian misses low, 1-1. Martinez back on the mound for inning number 2. In the first inning, he walked 1 and struck out 3, allowing 1 hit. 2 strikeouts looking for Hayes and 1 swinging. Jiminian ropes this one to left center field, and it's going to be to Duhan. A well-hit ball, but will be caught, and there's 1 away. Having a lot of troubles with our scoreboard today. So I'll work to get that back going here.
University of Texas at Arlington, the left fielder, number 12, Zach Henry.
Bottom of the second, 1 away, bases empty for Zach Henry. 0-1, Martinez hitting the zone here in the second. Henry on Wednesday, 1 for 3 with an RBI. That was Martinez's 24th pitch of the day, and it was just ball number 8. 1-1. Two and 1 to Henry as the off-speed misses outside. Swans line to the Larks dugout, and Henry has a 2-2 count. So Henry takes his time and gets back into the left batter's box. Martinez goes home, 2-2. Changeup might not even hit 70 on the radar gun. Misses outside. Payoff pitch home. Skied out of play. One away, base is empty. Larks down 1-0. Larks looking to keep their 3-game winning streak alive and get within a half game of the Foxes tonight. So we had another payoff pitch. Change up again for Martinez outside. And Zach Henry has a walk, and he's aboard with 1 out. Just the second walk on the day for Martinez and the second on the season. For Zach Henry, that is walk number 5 this year. It's tied for 3rd on the team with Crow and Divis. Henry has speed, could get into scoring position pretty easily. Palmer Hutchison to the dish, the Hayes native playing 3rd base. Martinez goes home, and Henry takes off the throw. A good one, but to the left side of the bag. Had it been to the right side of second base, Henry would have been out, but he sides in safely. Larks been an aggressive running team, and Henry is being one of the most aggressive. That is stolen base number 7 on the year in 9 attempts. So runner in scoring position for the second time today for Hayes with 1 out. Larks had 2 on with nobody out in the first and then struck out 3 straight times. Hutchison lines this one right at Iwata, who tosses it to Smith. No double play, but that is out number 2.
From Hayes, the right fielder, number 33, Dylan Riley.
So Palmer Hutchison gives some words of advice to Dylan Dreiling about this pitcher. Hutchison and Dreiling played 1 year together at Hayes High on the varsity squad. Dylan Dreiling was a freshman. Hutchison was a senior in that year. And now playing together for the Larks. 2 outs, Henry at second base. Dylan Dreiling at the dish. Fastball to Dreiling outside corner, 0-1. Dylan on Wednesday, 2 for 3 with a walk. Game number 3 hitting for Dreiling, number 4 on total appearances this year. Outside fastball catches the plate again. 2 straight outside deliveries just catch the zone. Dreiling 5 hits and 7 ABs this year, 4 singles, a double, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Martinez looks at Henry, decides to go home from the stretch. Dreiling reaches low for it, sends it to Iwata, and the throw is right at the hip of Pennington at first base. Before to the plate in this inning, Larks get a walk, but leave a runner in scoring position as we move to the third. Hayes down 1-0.
With a range of activities tonight, we'd like to begin by introducing to you some former Larks players who've made it back for the celebratory weekend. As we call their names, we'd like them to step out onto the field and give a wave and please welcome them. In the 2010, 2011, 2012 season, he also coached 2013 through 2018. Please welcome Jay Sander. 2018, 19, and 20, Ryan Ruder. 2016 and 17, Alex Wise. 2016 and 17, Alex Lopez. 2016, Ben Solano. From 2012 and 13, Brett Lang. In the 2012 season, Patrick Flanagan. A Lark 2011, 2012, 2013, and 14, Aaron Cornell.
Bottom of the third here from Larks Park in Hayes, Kansas. Audio now as Grant Lung will lead off the third inning. He's 1 for 1 today with a single. That was in the bottom of the first. First delivery to him a little late, sends it to the Larks dugout, 0-1. Tune in to Larks Network. This is Carson Ackerman on the call, joined by Larks shortstop Matt Kavanaugh. Matt, how's it going, man?
Good, Carson. Thanks for having me on the show. Back at it again for year 3.
Yes, sir. We're glad to have you back. Just missing Brooke Brandon.
Oh, I know. We're missing Brooke big time. He was the rock and soul of our crew up here.
Of our 3-man crew. Got a lot of views, but wish him the best. 1-1 count on Lung, leading off the third inning. So we just saw Wyatt Divis get his 14th strikeout of the season. Your teammates with him, like I was talking to you earlier, do you ever get sick of Divis? You played with him at UTA, and then you spent the past 3 summers here at Larks Park with him.
I know. It's been 3 years of Wyatt Divis. I mean, he can get annoying, that's for sure. I mean, he is something else, but heck of a ball player, that's for sure. Love having him as a teammate, but, I mean, I do get annoyed of him sometimes, that's for sure, Carson.
Now we got one of your best friends at the dish, Grant Lung. On to a great start today, 1 for 1, but on the season, even better than that, has an on-base percentage of nearly 400, and the 1-1 just catches the outside of the plate. 1-2 on Lung out of USF.
Beer batter today, got a hit. First inning, making the crowd happy, that's for sure, Carson. I know they're ecstatic for those $1 beers.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Talked to a lot of guys about that, and there's some guys who hate it. Like, they just feel the pressure. The crowd really wants that hit. Have you been it before, and what was that like for you being the beer batter? It's kind of a local legend here when you're the beer batter. Like, everybody in Hayes knows about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you don't get a hit as a beer batter, it's probably the worst thing in the world. You're getting booed by the fans. I mean, they take that stuff seriously. But if you get a hit, I mean, you are the fan favorite. That is for sure.
For sure. And Grant Lung here strikes out, 1 away. That'll bring up Brady Evans, the catcher, to dish. Brady Evans out of Murray State College in Oklahoma. Walked in the first inning, got to first. Was on base with Grant Lung with nobody out, and the Larks struck out 3 straight times to end the first inning. Harrison on deck with Brown in the hole. Martinez goes home. Not a lot of heat on this delivery. The off-speed, still a called strike on Evans. Evans picked up walk number 6 on the year in his last plate appearance. Batting .471, has a slugging of .824, having a great start. One of 3 catchers on the roster, along with Brock Loomis and Sam Crowell. Sam Crowell, obviously out with an injury right now, should be getting him back soon.
Yeah, he told me his hamstring's getting a little bit better. Said he's going to start hitting this week again, so hopefully we can get him back soon. I mean, he's heart and soul of our team with a lot of jokes to say. He's a funny guy, that's for sure.
A lot of guys like that on the roster, but he's a great guy to have in the clubhouse. You know, brings a lot of energy day in, day out. And the 1-2 to Evans is swung on a miss. Strikeout number 5 on the day for Mason Martinez, number 11 on the season through 5 2/3 innings pitched.
The designated hitter, number 17, Cam Harrison.
Cam Harrison to the box, the DH in his second year with the Larks. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. That was the first out of the first inning.
Well, but up here I can tell Cam is using my oven mitt. I did not know he had that. Gonna have to go get that back from him, that's for sure, because he's probably gonna break it.
Yeah, Cam's not a guy I would trust with anything about it.
I wouldn't trust him with anything. I don't know how he got that from me.
1-0 on Cam. Yeah, fastball in the zone, 1-1. Cam last year led the Larks in total bases with 77 and had over 20 extra base hits. Waits on this one, chops it Baltimore style to Yoshimar in the hot corner. He has some trouble fielding it, and the throw to first base will not be in time. And if it's ruled a hit, it's number 2 on the day for the Larks.
Should be ruled a hit, Carson.
And it is.
Yeah.
Runner on first with 2 outs now to Cade Brown out of Oklahoma. Brown today 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Brown out with assist in the Larks' previous 4 games before Wednesday, and then was back for that 8-7 victory on Wednesday against the Cannons. It was a walk-off home run from Grant Schmidt. Matt, you were down the dugout, down on the field for that. How was that? It seemed electric from up here, but what was it like down the field?
Oh, it was awesome. Just a little bit of Larks magic early in the year. I mean, we knew there was going to be a home run that inning. It was either we had Grant and we had Cade coming up to bat. I mean, I threw my hat in. I was like, one of these guys is going yard, and we got it. We got it, and it was electric down on the walk-off. I mean, that was my first walk-off home run I've been here or been part of here. So, I mean, amazing experience for sure.
It was awesome. It was the first batter of the 9th inning, and on his third pitch scene, Grant Schmidt took it to left field and ended the game. It's been a great week for Larks baseball, and they're 7-1 on the year, but Monday was a Larks classic. We'll get into that in the next inning, but man, that was an awesome game. We'll talk about it here in a second. 1-1 count on Brown. Martinez has allowed 2 hits on this game, make this 3 as it's going to drop in front of Terwilliger in center field. Back-to-back base hits for Hayes, and there's 2 on with 2 out. Brown at first, Harrison at second, and Cord Jackson, the shortstop, to the dish.
The shortstop, number 9, Cord Jackson.
Jackson on the year, batting .269 with 2 singles, 3 doubles, and 2 home runs. He started out really slow, no hits in his first 3 games, and then in Denver found his swing and got a lot of bases on his total base counts. First delivery from Martinez to him. Martinez pitched him outside in his first at-bat and does so again here, 0-1 on the Canadian shortstop. Schmitting on deck with Henry in the hole for the Larks. A lot of Larks legends in attendance tonight. They honored the most recent ones in between last inning, including Ryan Reuter, who you were a teammate with the past 2 years, but there's a lot here. There was over 30 at the banquet last night, and they're all expected to get honored tonight. 75th anniversary season for the Larks, and this is game number 9. Jackson fouls this one back, 0-2. Larks a big deal to the community here in Hayes. What's it mean to you to be a part of the 75th anniversary season?
I mean, this has been one of the biggest crowds. Like, I wasn't there for the first game, but I got to see a video of just how many people come. And, I mean, the fans take this serious, probably more than the players do. I mean, they come out here, dedication, it's 105 degrees out, and they're coming out. I mean, it's insane. So being here for the 75th year, I mean, it's awesome. I was really excited just to come back and get to play again for the Larks.
And we'll continue that in the 4th inning as Cord Jackson is down on strikes for the second time. All 3 outs in this inning, strikeouts. Larks get 2 hits but leave 2 on, and we move to the 4th. Hayes down 1-0. Top of the 4th here from Larks Park. Leading it off is Morgan Aldair, 0 for on the day with a ground out. First delivery to him, swing and a miss, 0-1. Divis backs him out for inning number 4. Larks just honored 4 guys from the previous Larks roster Aaron Bright and Patrick Cooper, two of them both made it as high as AAA in their baseball careers. Matt, maybe 100th year anniversary, you can come back and we'll talk about your MLB career and honor you.
That would be insane, that's for sure. I'll be back for the 100th year, that's for sure.
25 years to go. 0-1 becomes 0-2.
Be nice, 46 years old whenever that happens. I mean, maybe Frank's still coaching.
It could be. He's been here for over half of those 75 years and shows no signs of slowing down. 1-2 as this one's above the letters on an off speed.
Who I could see coaching is Wyatt Divis. I mean, that is a future Lark head coach right there.
I mean, he kind of already gives off coach vibes. He's very much one of the upper guys. Grandpa Divis on the roster as this one's fly to Dominion, and he won't have to move much and records out number 1.
I mean, he's got a girlfriend up in Hayes, so I'm expecting him to be living up here in a couple years, that's for sure. He's working with Harp, too, so, I mean, it's going to play out. He's going to be a coach one day.
Setting up for that. He already last year, the past 2 years, actually, I remember him on the bus calling guys at UTA, seeing if they would come up and play for the NBC World Series. And, you know, it's cool to see how his role has changed as a Lark. Was one of the younger guys my first year. That was 2 years ago, and now is definitely the oldest guy on the roster.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the leaders, and takes his role semi-seriously.
Yeah,
Takes it pretty seriously, but he knows he's pretty lighthearted.
Yeah, he knows when to joke around, but he likes to coach a lot. He coaches us up. Like if we're hitting BP and he sees something with us, or if someone's pitching a bullpen or something, he'll help you out and try to fix something for you. And he knows his stuff. So, I mean, most of the guys listen to him and try to critique it that way. So, love having players like that.
Larks lost their first game of the season on last Saturday, and Max Castellucci didn't look like his normal self. And after the game, right away, I saw Divis go up to him and have a conversation, and you know, that's a vet move right there. 0-2 to Terwilliger, grounded to Core Jackson, and throws to Cade Brown, a Cornhusker to a Sooner for out number 2. Nice play from the shortstop, and there's 2 away.
Oh, we're on TV now.
So we got the...
Hit, and we kept scoring a couple runs each inning, and once we were down, I think we were down 3 in the 9th, we were like, I know we're going to win this game. I think everyone on the team believed it, and we tied it up in the 9th, took the lead in the 10th, they came back, tied in the 10th, and then we took the lead in the 11th and finally won that game. And I mean, it just shows how good of a team we are. I mean, we made a lot of mistakes too on defense, and our offense got us in that game. So, I mean, we are a great hitting team. Ooh, almost made that play.
Great.
But, nope.
Go ahead, Matt.
Nice effort by Leo right there. Just missed it. But, I mean, it really just shows the resilience of this team. I mean, a bunch of guys that, like, don't even play together. We came together and came out with a win after being down 10 runs. This is just really impressive. Shows the grit of our team, which is awesome, especially, like, in the beginning of the year, too. Like, I mean, we expect that more in the later season, but what's 5th game of the year and we're coming back from 11-1. I mean, that's real impressive.
It would have been real easy to give up. Like you said, Harp was there the entire game. I could hear him from the dugout encouraging you guys, and it was just a great certified Larks Classic early on this season.
We did have I don't know if y'all could see it, but we had 2 guys get ejected that game too. We were bringing a lot of energy, and the umpire was definitely not having it. Ejected. Can't remember the first one that got ejected, but then second, Max McGuire got ejected. And, I mean, after that, we just brought the energy. Getting ejected, we need to see Frank get ejected one of these games. I mean, I think that would bring a lot of energy to our team.
Would fire the team up. The first ejection was actually Hunter Parker, he wasn't the one who said anything.
Oh, I think it was Grant who said something, and then Parker just took it for the team.
That was a legend move right
there. Oh,
there.
yeah. That's a real team play right there because he pitched in the beginning of the game. He's like, I'm done, so it doesn't really matter. Let me get ejected.
He took it for the team, and I know the boys really appreciated that one.
Gets you a good laugh, too.
2-1 count with 2 outs and a runner on first here in the 4th inning.
When we were coming back from that Colorado trip, I think we took a wrong turn, and we found like another highway that was kind of like surrounded by trees and forest, as there's a line driving to the gap.
Go ahead.
But we were coming back, and we hear Harp, and Harp screams, "Deer!" And like I was in the front of the bus, and I look up, and there's like 3 deers right in front of us. There's 2 fawns and a buck behind. And there's a gap, and the bus driver tried to swerve in between them, and the deer went in front. We actually nailed a deer on the way back. So
that was one of the most summer league things I've
witnessed.
witnessed.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. But we almost dodged that deer, but that deer's gone now.
Smooth sailing the rest of the trip, thanks to our bus driver. Got back at 5:30 a.m., but you pulled it out. You were up the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Kept the energy going all the way back to Hayes.
Oh, yeah. I think it was around 4:30. Me and Grant we were both laying down. I didn't fall asleep. We both got up at like the same time. And then Grant started playing some music, and me and him were singing at 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, bringing the energy. I know you were looking up, and
that's what woke me up.
Oh, us singing, it was beautiful, wasn't it?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciated you guys inserting Wyatt Divis's name into all the songs.
Oh, yeah. Divis loved it too, I could tell.
After back-to-back hits, there's a runner at second and a runner at third with 2 away. Divis on the mound only needs 1 more out to send us to the bottom of the 4th. But it was a great trip to Denver. Larks went 3-1 and are looking to continue their hot streak in conference play here. This one is fouled back. 1-1 counts. Reads the scoreboard here at Larks Park. It was a legendary trip, one we'll all remember, especially that Monday game and then the bus trip back.
Yeah. That was definitely eventful because we were on our toes because we were on that highway for probably like close to 100 miles. So we were staring down that road, making sure we wouldn't hit another deer. We probably saw another like 6 or 7 deer. So good thing we didn't hit another one. But we did break a light in the front of the bus. I think it was one of the high beams. But other than that, we were good. Nothing else broke.
As everybody was on deer alert. Every time they saw something they thought resembled a deer was yelling it out. But hey, we got back safely, and that's what matters.
Exactly.
1-2 count with 2 away here in the top of the 4th. Divis goes home and will punch out at the top of the order. Braden Duhan, and leaves 2 in scoring position. A vet move right there. Larks down 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the 4th on Larks Network.
The Larks, the center fielder, number 8, Leo Tibia.
The center fielder from France. The center fielder from France will lead this one off here. And the bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0 on Leo Jiminian. Leo on the day, 0-for-1 with a line out hard to Duhan in left field. Martinez back to the mound for inning number 4. Has struck out
Oh.
6 batters, and Leo has a nice hit to left field. Is going to bounce right in front of the wall, and he rounds first and heads to second. A leadoff double for Jeminian.
He got a line drive out last time, so he was due for another line out or a line drive to the wall. That's for sure.
Was well hit, and that is his 4th extra base hit this year. 2 home runs, 1 triple, and now 1 double. And the tying run is in scoring position, and now we move to Zach Henry. Henry, your teammate at UTA, Matt, what's your scouting report on Henry?
He's a full-on athlete. I can say that. Football star in high school. Likes to tell himself he's a 3-star athlete in football. We like to give a little crap for that, but I mean, for sure, a true athlete. He's been out for about 2 years now, so he's getting back into things, figuring it all out, and I mean, I can tell he's going to be a great player at UTA in the coming years.
And on the pass ball, Leo Jeminian goes from second to third and is 90 feet from scoring. Henry, 0 for 0 on the day, walked in the second, and then a line out and a ground out into the second inning for the Larks.
Shout out to his girlfriend, Katie, if she's watching.
I'm sure she'll appreciate that one. Henry close to batting 300, just under it. A hit right here would send him over, but he's up in the count 2-0. Hutchison on deck with Dreiling in the hole for your Larks. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. Larks fans, make sure you follow Larks on Twitter, like the Larks on Facebook, and then subscribe on YouTube. 2-1 on Henry.
Oh, you got little baseball cards, Carson.
Everybody got baseball cards. They got me one this year.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Ken Windholz for that one.
You're going to have to sign one for me.
I'll get you one.
I'm going to frame it up.
Henry was a 2019 All-State selectee at Rockwall High School. You talked about his football skills. Put up over 3,200 all-purpose yards for Rockwall High in his career.
Oh, yeah. He's always talking a little crap to Sam Crowell because he put up over 100-plus yards in the first quarter against their team, and he always loves messing with Crowell.
And right here, though, in Hayes, Kansas, he is down on strikes for the first time today. For Zach Henry, that is his 10th strikeout on the year.
Number 4, Palmer Hutchinson.
One away, runner at third base for Palmer Hutchinson. This is his 3rd year making an appearance for the Larks. His 2nd full season, played in just 2 games for the Larks back in 2019. One away here. Martinez still on the mound. And Hutch looking to bring home an RBI. He comes into this at-bat with 4 RBIs, looking for number 5 right here.
Yeah, he lined out to short last inning, so, I mean, he's due for something. He can get a little blue pit to pay up for that line out.
The 0-1 to Hutch. Outside, 1-1. Hutch's first year at college was cut short due to the shortened COVID season, and then did play a shortened 2020 season with the Larks, but you had a few years at UTA before last year. How different was last year with the season getting cut short, and then how different was the Larks last year versus this year?
With the season getting cut, I mean, it was just weird. I remember I was sitting in the training room, and they said the Ivy League was completely shut down, and we're like, dang, I mean, this is as serious as it gets. Wonder what's... See, like, I mean, I called it. Nothing super hard, but gets through. Pays up for that line out.
You did. That's a second line out the Larks get redemptions on in this inning. And Jeminian scores, and Hutchison picks up RBI number 5 on his 4th single of the season. For Leo, that is run scored number 8. That is tied for 2nd on the team. And the game is tied up 1-1. Now to Dylan Dreiling, runner on first with 1 out.
But yeah, this season was really weird. Started off like at UTA, we would get COVID tested 2 times a week, wearing masks everywhere we go, like even on the field too. But like probably after the 2nd semester, whenever we started actually doing like playing games. I mean, masks weren't really regulated as much, but I mean, we did get COVID tested 2 times a week. Our team only got a outbreak once, and Henry was actually part of it. Henry and Crowell, their whole room got COVID, so they had to sit out for 2 weeks. But that was our only outbreak that year, so we got lucky and didn't have to have anybody sit out during the season, which was huge.
That is big time right there. 0-1 on Dreiling, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Hutch with his lead at first. Martinez looks over his shoulder a long time at him, and then we'll get time from Dreiling. Dreiling just finished up his junior year of high school. Still has 1 year left at Hayes High before he heads to the University of Tennessee, where he'll join Larks teammates Jake Fitzgibbons and Cortland Lawson. Jake just joined the team, and Lawson will be joining the Larks shortly. We wish the Tennessee Volunteers the best of luck as they search for a College World Series. 1-1 here on Dreiling, the right fielder. This one inside, 2-1. I'll ask you one of the questions I asked Grant when Lung was on the booth about a week ago. So not a lot of guys playing Summer League come back. They'll go there for a summer, get the reps in, and that's really all it is for them is reps. But what made Hayes special to you, and why'd you come back the past 2 years for your 3rd year for the Larks?
I mean, I just love just everything about this town. We bring in players every year. I mean, that just give me a great experience up here. Parents, they just love you too. Oh, I'm on TV. Parents just love you. I mean, Coach Leo and Coach Harp, they treat you like they're one of your sons. I mean, they give you all the respect too. I mean, I have an injury this year, so I'm limited in how much I'm going to play in the beginning. So, like, Coach Leo knows that, and he's going to regulate me as much as I feel. Like today, my back was a little bit sore, so I told him, hey, I'm going to have an off day today. And he was like, okay, that's fine. Just take everything lightly, which is nice. And I really appreciate Coach Leo doing that for me.
Larks have worked well with injuries the past few years, and they've seen a lot of them. We saw you get injured, last year and the year before that. It's just been
tough for me, that's for sure.
But we're glad to have you back this year, even if you're not feeling 100% right now. Check over at Hutchison at first. He's in safely. But that's great of the coaches to let you take it easy and just enjoy your summer with the Larks while still playing baseball, but keeping it safe.
Exactly. I get a workout. Me and Henry work out almost every day together, which is nice. And me and him are getting ready for the season next year at UTA, which is fun being able to play with a guy that you get to see every day whenever you're at school too. And then whenever Crowell gets here too, I mean, it's a good time for sure.
So it'll take us to the top of the order, Grant Lung. But first, we'll have a mound visit. 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th. Hutchison at second, Dreiling at first with 1 away in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lung on the day, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. And that'll be a quick mound visit. Martinez will look to get these next 2 outs. Look for him to hit the low zone and try to get a inning-ending double play.
I'm feeling a nice double down the line right here for Grant. Get the fans a little happy, get them a $1 beer. I'm feeling good about Grant's AB right here.
He's a good hitter at the plate, and has already, like we talked about, has already gotten that, price for the Larks fans once today. And the fans immediately made their way down to the left field side to go and get themselves a $1 beverage. First delivery too long, swung on and missed, 0-1.
He was trying to do it right there.
It was a heavy swing. Steps all the way out of the box and will step back in, down 0-1. Evans on deck with Pearson in the hole for your Larks, trying to pick up win number 8 in 9 games. Martinez goes home. This one below the knees to Lung, 1-1. Lung still has 1 year of eligibility left at the University of Sioux Falls, where he's been a captain for the past few years. 1-1 with 1 away. Take strike 2 looking. Only 1 pitch to get that double left. Larks have had a great two-pitch approach all season, but haven't had a lot of success with it. We've seen a lot of strikeouts from the team early on. In fact, over 70 strikeouts in the first 9 games. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lung. Lung throws right-handed but hits left-handed, digs into the left-hander's batter box here for his third look at Mason Martinez, the pitcher out of Seward County Community College. And he works himself a full count after being down 1-2, and we'll see if he can get that double down the line on this payoff pitch. Martinez looks in and gets his signs from Coper, who's still catching. Same defensive lineup through the first 4 innings for the Cougars. Looks at Hutchison, goes home, the payoff pitch, line down the left field line, and did you call another one?
Hey!
You did, and it's going to drop in fair territory. Hutchison scores from second, and it's a 1-out double for Grant Long, and the Larks take a 2-1 lead.
I can tell the future, Carson. I mean, I called that.
You're the Tony Romo of the Larks broadcast.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember either last year or 2 years ago. I mean, I called Divis's walk-off home run when we run-ruled that team. So, I mean, I'm hot up in the booth.
Glad to have you up here as Dreiling moves to third base. Grant Long picks up RBI on the season. That is number 5, and for Palmer Hutchison, that is run scored number 8.
I mean, they are flooding to get some beers right now, that's for sure.
It is packed over there on the left field line, but still packed in the crowd. Great turnout for the Larks games here after a very abysmal attendance for the teams in Denver.
Yeah, they were sobering up. They had to get another beer.
I don't know how to respond to that one. 1 away, 2 in scoring position.
You know the parents have a fun time up here.
People at Larks games do have a lot of fun. 1-0 on Evans becomes 1-1. Long at second, Dreiling at third. Larks went scoreless in the first 3 innings and have scored 2 here in this 4th inning. Martinez free to go from the windup now and does so. The 1-1 to Evans, swung on. Nice swing from Evans, but misses it 1-2. For Grant Long, that was extra base hit number 2 on the season. Both of those doubles, just 2 of his 9 hits are extra bases. The 1-2 to Evans, outside, 2-2. Evans on the day, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk.
Trying to get Grant's attention up here.
He's
waved back at me.
It's locked in. Evans stays alive and fouls this one off the umpire. 2-2, 1 away. Larks have won 3 straight league titles and are 1 game back in the league this year. They won the league title in the Jayhawk League in 2018. They won the KCLB tournament in 2019, and then won the Rocky Mountain Baseball League in 2020. And Grant is straight up ignoring you, man.
I know. I'm getting kind of upset about it. I know he sees me too.
The 2-2 to Evans, swung on and missed. That is strikeout number 8 on the day for Martinez through 3 2/3. And Cam Pearson makes his way back to dish with your glove, or with your mitt again.
Cam Pearson.
Evans down on strikes for the second at bat. First delivery to Cam here, grounded hard to the left side. Dylan will score from third. Grant Long gets sent home from third, and the tag is going to be applied, and he is punched out.
Dead at home. Just laying there.
Well hit ball from Pearson. Dylan Dreiling scores a run, makes it a 3-1 game. For Dylan Dreiling, that is run scored, number 3 on the year. And for Cam Pearson, that is RBI number 12. This season he leads the team, but Long thrown out at home for the 3rd out of the 4th inning. That'll send us to the 5th. Hayes up by 2. Top of the fifth here from Larks Park again. Wyatt Divis back to mound for inning number 5, putting himself in a position to pick up win number 3 on the year. Leading it off is Yuki Yoshimura, who is 0 for 2 on the day, reaching on a fielder's choice and was out on a flyout. Divis hits the zone here. Yoshimura takes it looking. If you're just now tuning into the game, it's Carson Ackerman on the call, joined by Larks shortstop Matt Cavanaugh. Hayes up 3-1 here in the top of the 5th. Grounded to Grant Lung, fields it to the side, and tosses it to Brown for an easy out number 1. That'll bring up Landon Anderson, the DH, to the box. 0 for the day with a hit by pitch, a run driven in, and a strikeout.
If y'all have any questions, y'all can put it in the comments, and I can answer some. Me and Carson can talk about something. I mean, anything is possible in the comments.
We used to do that back when we mentioned Brooke. And we had one game where we did that for 8 of the 9 innings in that game.
Yeah, I'm a text Brooke and tell him to get on the stream and ask some questions.
For sure.
Because I know he misses it up here.
0-1 with 1 away to Anderson. Davis goes home. Slider fouled off. 1-2. Pennington on deck with Iwata in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes to Anderson. Davis looking for another punch out right here. Has 4 and gets number 5 right here. A nice pitch. Anderson can't hang with it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Anderson, and there's 2 away quick in the 5th.
So we got these new jerseys. How do you feel about them, Carson?
I think they're awesome.
I do too.
We had quite a few years without any new jerseys, but I mean, I think they're clean. That cream color with the throwback logo. The new hats, I like those too.
I do too. Creams are one of my favorites. Them and the dark grays, both of those are nice unis. So I was really happy whenever Leo sent me that picture and he was like, hey, we're getting creams this year. I was like, ooh, I got to come back for sure now.
I know some of the guys from the previous team saw those and
We're a little bit jealous.
Yeah. We got some texts this weekend for a few of the guys that saw the pictures, and I mean, they're awesome, man.
Oh yeah, and we got the nice stirrups with them too. I mean, we're looking like a real college baseball team now with these unis.
Look good, play good.
Exactly.
You're doing both of them. 2-0 to Carter Pennington. This one in the zone, 2-1. Still over 100 degrees here in Hays, Kansas. A warm night, but the fans still showing their support. This is the 75th anniversary celebration, so like we mentioned, a lot of players here, but a lot of fans coming out to see the celebration. Plus, there is going to be a concert after the game here from the ballpark. 3-1 count to Pennington. Larks have done a lot this year, looking to celebrate this year, and this one's grounded right at Grant Lung, bobbles it, recollects it, and throws to Cade Brown. 2 groundouts to Grant Lung in this inning. 1-2-3, fifth for Divis. Larks lead 3-1 on Larks Network.
Larks, the first baseman, number 28, Cade Brown.
Bottom of the fifth we go from Hays. Leading it off for your Larks is Cade Brown. 1 for 2 in the day with a single and a strikeout. This is his third look at Mason Martinez, who's back to the mound for the 5th inning. Martinez shakes off 2 quick signs from Coper, and Brown calls time. Brown has missed a few games this year. Glad to have him back on the year. Grant is batting .200, but that's a tough number to gauge when you only have 10 at-bats.
Yeah, and he's been piecing some balls up too, so, I mean, at 200 doesn't look as good as how good of his at-bats have been.
Like I said, 1 for 2 on the day, so he's .500 today, looking to go .667. The 0-1 to Brown. Off speed, hangs in the air, drops in the zone, 0-2. Jackson on deck with Jeminian in the hole. Gets back into the right-hander's batter's box. Martinez shakes off 1 sign, goes home. The 0-2 to Brown, swung on and missed. And Martinez picks up another strikeout on the day. That is number 9, number 15 on the year. So now to Cord Jackson, who's 0 for 2 in the day with 2 strikeouts and hadn't been happy about either at-bats. And Matt, you asked for questions, and you got one from Sierra Schmidt. She says, Cav, what's your favorite thing about Hays?
Oh, Sierra, since you asked, I'm probably going to say Wyatt Divis. That's my favorite thing about Hays. I mean, if Divis wasn't here in Hays, I don't think I'd be either. I mean, but in all serious, probably just the environment. Like, fans, the kids there, I mean, you're pretty much a celebrity here is kind of the feel of Hays. So having that love from everybody in the community, I mean, it's awesome.
Cord Jackson, the shortstop, grounds out to Iwata, the other shortstop. And now there's 2 away as we bring Leo Jiminian to the dish.
Leo Jiminian.
You know, the environment is something that almost every player that has come back has keyed on for one of the biggest reasons. I mean, we travel to all the other ballparks. They don't have 100 fans at their games. They don't have this atmosphere. Tonight, you know, probably over 1,000 here. I know on opening day we had over 2,000. And the environment is the Larks are very much a part of the community here in Hayes.
Oh yeah, like road games, I mean, most of the time, like whenever you're playing like a college baseball game, you enjoy like traveling and going to see like another ballpark or something like that. But like in Hayes, you kind of don't want to travel because you go to these other ballparks and I mean, there's no fans. Fields aren't as good. I mean, you just enjoy the home games a lot more than you do the roads, and that's usually not normal whenever you're playing baseball too, which is, I mean, it just makes it so much better being in Hayes.
It's a true testament to the community here and the program the Larks have built up. Martinez will chat with the umpire, and Jiminian will get back in the box down 0-2. Due up in the 6th inning for the Cougars is Iwata, Alder, and Tolwager. And Jiminian chases this one low. That's strikeout number 10 on the day for Martinez. And the throw from Coper will get Jiminian out at first. Through 5, Larks up by 2 as we go into the 6th, 3-1.
Baseball signed by the Larks team at the middle half of this inning.
Top of the 6th here from Hayes, Kansas. Wyatt Divis continuing to go on the mound. No sign of movement in the bullpen. We expect to see Jackson Blue come up later and relief. Leading it off for the Cougars, Kian Iwata 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a pop-up. This is Carson Ackerman on the call, joined by shortstop Matt Kavanaugh. We have our second question, Matt. Who's the historic rival of the Larks? And the suggested one was the Liberal BJs. You've been here 3 years. What's your experience with that?
I would definitely say the BJs are our biggest rivals. I mean, I know they're not in our league anymore, so we don't get to play them. We might get to play them in the NBC, which would be really, really fun. I have 3 buddies there from UTA, so I mean, I really wish we got to play them this year, but definitely it is the Liberal BJs. I mean, those games, I mean, we're pretty much the same, like, talent-wise with them, but I mean, we always beat them.
That's true. Back in 2019, that was the last year the Larks and the BJs were in the same league, and the games were very tense, dugouts, a lot of communicating going on between them, but haven't been able to play them for the past 2 years. As for the historic one, I don't know. I'm only 19, and you've only been here 3 years, so I couldn't tell you. I know Hayes and Munger used to play. Hayes and Victoria used to play.
The right fielder,
But
number 17.
we could ask around. There's a bunch of old guys from the 50s and 60s that played that would have an answer for you. But regardless, there's a runner on first with nobody out. Iwata now 1 for 3 on the day. To the box now is Morgan All there, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a flyout. Davis gets set and goes home, swing and a miss from All there, 0-1. Davis today has thrown almost 80 pitches, has thrown 78, and 55 of those have been strikes. Has struck out 5, allowed 6 hits, and has just 1 earned run. 0-2 on All there.
Yeah, Davis is a big strike thrower. Doesn't like to walk a lot of people, so you'll see him get ahead. And I mean, he always likes to use that slider, probably more than his fastball, to be honest. And that's what makes his fastball effective, is that he uses the slider just so much more than most pitchers do.
No walks today for Davis. Has only walked 2 in his first 8 innings of pitching this year. No walks, and then a walk 2 on Monday, and now a thrilling 18-16 victory for the Larks. 1-2 counts on All there. 1-2 home. He steps backwards and sends it out of play over to the right side. We had a 5th pitch of this AB from Davis. Larks threw 6 pitchers on Wednesday. Riggs 1 inning, Fitzgibbons for 2, Terbeek for 2, Munch for 1, Velasquez for 2, and then Brown came in for the 9th and picked up the win. And Davis picks up strikeout number 6 right here. 1 away.
The center fielder, number 6, Jake Terwilliger.
Jake Terwilliger to the box now. 0 for 2 with a ground out to Cord Jackson. And a strikeout back in the 2nd inning for his 2 at-bats today. Davis goes home, and this one is above the letters, 1-0. Got a big crowd here tonight, but we got a few fans set up behind the outfield on the dike that runs along the forest here behind Hayes. 1-0 becomes 2-0 as this one misses the zone. Great night at the ballpark still. Fans making their way in and hanging out. Big community event tonight for the 75th anniversary celebration. 2-0 from Davis. Hit in his right center field, and it's deep. And Dylan Dreiling moves and makes the catch in front of the warning track. That was well hit. Sounded like you were nervous for a second.
I know I was. I know Davis would have been upset if he gave up a home run.
Larks have only given up 2 home runs this year, and now there's 2 away. Larks have hit a lot of home runs this year. They've hit 11 through their first 8 games.
I think Grant Schmidt's got like half of those. That dude's been on fire.
Grant has 4 of them.
Yeah.
Cord Jackson has 2, Jeminian has 2, and then Evans, Crow, and Davis each have 1. But Schmidt has been on a tear. Getting some rest tonight, though.
I think he's at a wedding today. Something like that.
And priorities.
Yeah, I mean, baseball comes before weddings.
Weddings on a
Unbelievable.
Friday?
Yeah. So it was something like that. I know he had some event or something, but I think that said wedding. But man needs to get his priorities right.
That's correct. Swan is hitting to left field. Zach Henry and Leo Geminian move back. Henry is at the warning track, makes the catch in front of the wall between the 322 and 349 signs. Wyatt Divis strikes out one and gets back-to-back flyouts, leave a runner at first. As we go to the bottom of the sixth, Hayes up 3-1.
Leading off for the Larks, the left fielder, number 12, Zach Henry.
Bottom of the sixth we go here from Hayes, Kansas. Zach Henry, the left fielder, will lead it off. Mason Martinez to the mound will have to go through the bottom of the order. 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Hayes. Larks, Hayes up 3-1 against Denver. Their first game against the Cougars in a 3-game series. First pitch to Henry, he shows bunt, and crashing in from third base is Yoshimura, but Henry pulls back 1-0.
All right, I'm getting a feeling again. I'm feeling a line drive to left field right here from Henry.
We'll see. You've been 2 for 2 on the day. Almost 3 for 3, but you said Cam's just a little too late on break.
Let's try to stay 100%.
1-1 is the count on Henry. Henry in his last game with the Larks went 1 for 3 and drove in 1 run. That was RBI number 6 on the season. 1-1 count. He gets back into the left-hander's batter's box. One of the few guys on the roster, I think about 4, that throw right-handed but hit left-handed. Wyatt Divis, the pitcher, one of those, and Grant Lung, the second baseman, another one of those guys. 2-1 on Henry. Walked back into second, stole second base, and then couldn't get past there. 2-2. And the umpire at home gets some flack from the crowd.
Yeah, that was not a strike.
The 2-2, Martinez drops his arm on this delivery and misses the zone.
Yeah, I've been seeing the pitcher change up his arm slot at, like, a lot of times in the windup. He'll go from like a quarter slot or he'll go over the top. I mean, that does mess with the hitter a little bit, for sure.
Larks had a guy in Rustin Hayes that used to do that almost every pitch, changed up his delivery and threw a knuckleball. This is the first year since 2017 that Rustin Hayes won't make an appearance on the team.
I know, I miss that guy for sure. He lived with me and Divis last year, and he's a great guy. I miss him for sure.
Was one of the funniest guys on the team, and just the clubhouse loved him, the fans loved him, and he was fun to watch. That knuckleball was all over the place.
Oh yeah, it was something else.
Looks like you're going to go 2 for 3 on the day.
Safe.
As Henry grounds this one to the second baseman, Smith, who tosses it to Martinez, and Martinez misses the bag as he runs to it. And Zach Henry has his first hit of the ball game, his second in the past 2 games.
I'll take 2 for 3. Nothing wrong with
That'd
hitting
be-
600, that's for sure.
So leadoff base runner, and it's Henry who has speed as Palmer Hutchison comes to the dish. Larks fans, make sure you follow Larks on Twitter and subscribe on Facebook. Stay up to date with all things Larks baseball. Also, all summer long, the handles and usernames are on your screen.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Catch all of our games, get the notification. I know I get the notification even when I'm playing.
Appreciate that, Matt. Henry takes off. Palmer reaches for this one, grounds it to Iwata. Tough throw will get Palmer out, but Henry's in scoring position. Hutch now 1 for 3 on the day.
Little hit and run action. Frank's calling.
The right fielder, Dylan Dryling.
Bottom of the order, Dylan Dryling to the box. Dylan on the day, 0 for 1 with a walk, but he did score a run back in the 4th inning off the bats of Grant Lung. It's Henry at second, Dryling at the box. Hayes up by 2. The first delivered to Dryling. The Larks are swinging in this inning. He grounds it to Smith, who will get the runner at first out this time, and Henry moves up 90 feet.
Top of the Larks batting line.
Top of the order, it's Grant Lung as Dryling's back to the dugout. Lung on the day, 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Also drove in a run back in the 4th inning. Little early on this swing, fouls it off, 0-1. Lung in the second full season with the Larks was an addition for the KCLB tournament back in 2019, and then played with the Larks in the NBC last year. Played a full season and then was not able to come to the NBC. The 0-1 to Lung. Inside, he pulls his hands and lines it out of Wada, who can't make a play, and it's RBI number 2 on the day for Grant Lung, and Zach Henry picks up his first run of the day.
And they're going down to get some more beer.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time the Larks fans gonna love Grant Lung today. 3 times the beverage batter.
They definitely chose the right hitter today.
For Grant, that is RBI number 6 on the season. And for Zach Henry, that is run scored number 7 on the season. 4-1 ball game here as Brady Evans, the catcher, makes his way to the dish. Riding a hot streak, was hitting above 500 coming to this game, and is 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. We'll get back in the right-hander's batter's box. Mason Martinez still on the mound. Is a guy moving in the Larks bullpen. I believe it's Jackson Blue. Was scheduled to pitch, and I think that is a number 32 on the jersey. 0-2 as Henry fouls this one off. Cougars do have a few guys standing in their bullpen. Nobody warming up, though.
Yeah, it looks like there's more kids over there than there are Cougars.
Gosh, I used to get kicked out of that bullpen all the time when I was a kid coming to the ballpark. My friends and I would all sit down there, and it was always a bummer when the away team would throw somebody down there to get warmed up.
You were probably chirping the other team over there.
Oh, you have to.
Tell them they stink.
That's what I got to do. 0-2 to Henry, or excuse me, to Evans. Henry had just scored. And he swings and misses at that one and starts walking to the other dugout. We'll turn around, and that will end the 6th inning. Matt, thanks for coming on the air tonight. It's been a great few innings with you in your 3rd year on the mic, but appreciate you coming on tonight. I know the fans really enjoyed it.
Thanks for having me, Carson. We'll see y'all later. I'll be back up here again some point in the season.
Top of the 7th, we go here from Larks Park. After 6 innings of Wyatt Divis, it is a day for the righty out of Lincoln, Nebraska. He finishes with 7 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, no walks, and gives the Larks a 4-1 lead. And taking over on the mound is Jackson Blue. Divis throws 90 pitches, 63 of those being strikes. Only hit 1 batter, no walks. Only 2 walks allowed on the season through his 16 innings of work. 2-0 to the leadoff man, Aiden Smith at the bottom of the order. Sends this one to right center field, or excuse me, straight to right field actually, and Dylan Drouling doesn't have to move much and will make the catch for out number 1 of the 7th inning. The Cougars down to their final 8 outs. Dreiling in right field has thrown 2 innings on the mound for Hayes. 1 hit allowed and struck out 4. Jackson Blue on the year has made 2 appearances, went 3 hitless innings against the Roughnecks on Friday, June 4th. That was game number 1 of the season. Struck out 3 and then made appearance against the Saints, but whoever's running the stats for the Larks online did not upload that game. Struggled with that all year. 0-2 is the count on Braden Duhan at the dish. He's 1 for 3. This one's reached for and sent to Court Jackson, who eats it and throws to Cade Brown. 2 up, 2 down here for the Cougars in the 7th inning. Now to Yuki Yoshimura, who is 0 for 3 in the day, reaching on a fielder's choice and flying out and grounding out. So looking through some of the unofficial stats. On Friday, June 11th, Jackson Blue made his 2nd appearance of the season, went 4 innings in relief, struck out 6, walked 5, allowed 2 hits. And Wyatt Divis got the win in that game, went 5. Blue came in, got the last 4 in the 12-7 win for Hayes. 2-way base is empty, 0-1 count to Yoshimura. 2 up for Hayes in the bottom of the 7th. After the stretch will be Evans, Pearson, and Brown. Excuse me, Pearson, Brown, and Jackson. Blue goes from the windup off speed, just outside 1-1. Anderson on deck with Pennington in the hole for the Cougars. Blue, the righty, goes home. And the 6'5 freshman gets a ground ball to Cade Brown, who will tag the bag himself. Jackson Blue in his 1st inning relief gets a 1-2-3 inning, and that'll send us to the 7th inning stretch from Hayes, Kansas. Bottom of the 7th from Larks Park. Cam Pearson will lead it off and has a quick 1-1 count. Still Mason Martinez on the mound for the Denver Cougars. The Texas native has gone 6 innings, striking out a lot of batters. To be exact, has struck out 11 of his 18 outs. Has allowed 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks. Has now thrown 106 pitches. 2-2 to Cam Pearson. Pearson, in his first 3 looks at Martinez, 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a strikeout, 1 run driven in. Has a full counts. Friday is moving in the pen for the Cougars, who are down by 3. Martinez goes from the windup, the payoff pitch as he drops his arm. A close call, but the umpire gives Pearson the benefit of the doubt, and he's aboard for the 3rd time. Runner at first here for Cade Brown, the first baseman. Martinez didn't like the call. Walks his 4th batter of the game. He has thrown strikes on 68% of his pitches, and his pitch count is getting up there. Brown to the box. Brown today 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a single. This ball skirts away from Coper, but Pearson hangs at first. 1-0 to Cade Brown, the first baseman out of Cardiff, California. 6-foot redshirt sophomore. Still have 3 years of eligibility left at OU. The 1-0 from Martinez to Brown. He's a little bit early and eager on it. Sends it to Larks' dugout. Martinez not thrown quite as hard as he was back in the first inning, and is working his arm out a little right now. Brown has 1 RBI on the season and has driven in 4. Excuse me, reverse that. Scored 4 times and has driven in 1. The 1-1 to Cade. Fastball grounded straight up the middle. Back-to-back base runners for Hayes. This is a single. Cade's 2nd of the day. He's now 2 for 4. Puts Pearson at 2nd. And there's 2 on with nobody else. And Martinez, I'm not sure who he's holding his hand up to. My interpretation was that he was holding it up to the dugout as if to say, give me at least 1 more batter. His coach is standing outside of the dugout with his arms folded and points to the bullpen, but he's going to let Martinez work at least 1 more batter. Court Jackson, the box, shows bunt, and it goes to the right side of the first base line, now 10 feet down the line. Jackson on the day 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking, and has a ground out, looking for his first hit of the ball game. Jackson back to the left-hander's batter's box, down 0-1. Brown gets his lead at first. Pearson gets his lead at 2nd. Larks looking to extend their lead here. They have 10 hits. Neither team has given up an error. And Jackson shows bunt again. Pulls back as the fastball goes outside. 1-1. Nobody holding Brown at first. Nobody holding Pearson at 2nd. Martinez looks at Pearson at 2nd. And Iwaka goes there. And the throw to first base will be offline from Coper. And scoring from 2nd base is Pearson. And Jackson goes to 2nd. So 2 in scoring position here as the error is costly. That was an E1. The throw was actually from Martinez according to the scoreboard. I was paying more attention to the runner. And coming in from first base is Pennington to have some words for Martinez and give him the ball. And I think that's going to be a day, as out of the dugouts is Mark Cerullo. It's a 5-1 game, 2 in scoring position here in the bottom of the 7th. Still nobody out. Won't be an RBI for Jackson since it was an error, but he's still aboard. And we're going to have a mound visit here among the Cougars and get a new pitcher. So we'll be back after this break to let you know who it is. Two in scoring position, still nobody out for Leo Jiminian. Jackson at second, Brown at third. Jiminian on the day, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Swings at this one, can't make contact, 1-1. New pitcher into the game, replacing Mason Martinez, is Will Brazel. This is appearance number 5 on the season. He's 1-0, all 5 appearances in relief, has 1 save. That was against the Heat on June 2nd. Has 4 strikeouts and an ERA of 3.24 and has walked 4 batters, just as many as batters struck out. Leo Jiminian ropes this one to left field. Duan at the warning track, and it's going to be off the top of the wall. And the home run song comes on to score. And they will get time. So was just a few inches short of being a home run, but Jiminian has a no-out double, and Frank Leo's going to go get the gear from Jiminian. Man, that was so close. Hit off the yellow above the 349 sign in left field. Well hit ball, was almost Jiminian's third home run of the season. Instead, he picks up RBIs number 10 and 11, and Brazel won't have those earned runs count against him. Jackson scores, and Brown scores. Yeah, I think that should have been a home run off the top of the yellow. Either way, it's a 7-1 ball game. Larks have scored 3 in this inning, just like they did back in the 4th, and they scored 1 in the 6th. For Leo Jiminian, he now is tied for the team lead in RBIs with Cam Pearson does have 12. Leo's now second on the team behind Pearson. He passes Grant Schmidt right there. Cade Brown scores run number 5 on the season, and Core Jackson scores run number 10. And Jiminian moves to third. And it looks like Yoshimara is hurt. Yoshimara still shaken up. Looked like the slide of Jiminian pulled him a little bit, its body off the bag. Leo would have been safe anyway, but just a tough way to position yourself. Not Yoshimara's fault at all, but just the way he was positioned, the way the angle Jiminian slid in, I think is what caused it. But Leo is at third with no outs. For Jiminian, that is stolen base number 4. He's 4 for 4 on attempts this year. And run number 8 is 90 feet from home. And Frank Leo from the Larks and Mark Cirillo from the Cougars all checking on him. And Luke Terbeek at the Larks dugout to bring some water or ice. I'm not sure what it is, too. I think that it's a cup of water for Yoshimara. It's really shaken up over on the left field side. Injuries. We've seen a lot of them this year from both teams, and he's up and jumping and appears to be okay. And it looks like Yuki Yoshimura will be okay and return to the hot corner. Jiminian at third, nobody out. Larks up by 6. That'll bring up Zach Henry to the box. Henry on the day, or back to the box. He has a 1-1 count. Henry on the day, 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, a strikeout. And Brazel will get some warm-up pitches and get back in the box. Or excuse me, get back on the mound. 1-1 to Zach Henry. Brazel's only allowed 6 hits through 8 1/3, and Henry bloops this to left center. Jiminian goes back to tag. The catch is going to be made by Terwilliger, and the throw home will be off the line, and Leo Jiminian scores from third. Larks have a lot of speed, and it's worth it right there. Zach Henry picks up an RBI, and Leo scores his second run of the day. So now Jiminian has 2 runs scored and 2 doubles along with 2 RBIs, and it's an 8-1 ball game. That is Jiminian's 9th run scored and Zach Henry's 7th RBI. Base is empty. That's the first out of the 7th. The Larks have scored 4 now, the most they've scored in 1 inning. And the 6th hitter to the plate in this inning will be Palmer Hutchison. 1 for 3 on the day with a single, an RBI, a run scored, and a line down to ground outs. 1-0 to Hutch. Hutch, the third baseman, batting in the 8-hole. Dylan Dreiling on deck with Grant Long in the hole, and Hutch loses his bat and sends it down the left field line. And Yoshimaru gets it and celebrates with it, and gets a cheer from his dugout and the crowd. So it appears he's okay. I like to see a guy having fun out in summer ball. This one is going to be hit into center field, and moving in is Terwilliger, and he records the second straight out, and there's 2 away. Bottom of the order, it's Dylan Dreiling, 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out and a walk, but he did score a run after that walk in the 4th. First delivered to Drowning, called strike. 2 away, bases empty, 0-1 count on the right fielder from Hayes, Kansas. The 0-1 to Dreiling in the zone, takes that one, a tough one as a slider, gets him 0-2. This is Dreiling's 4th appearance in the Larks uniform this season, all at Larks Park. Duel for the Cougars in the 8th inning will be Yoshimura, Anderson, and Pennington. Dreiling checks his hands, and the ball goes outside, 1-2. The 1-2 delivery to Dreiling almost hits him. He dodges it, and we'll go back to the Bucks, 2-2. Dodged out of the way, and still it almost hit him. That run from Dreiling in the 4th inning was number 3 on the season. His 2 delivery outside and works a full count after being down 0-2. Long on deck if the Larks need him. The payoff pitch, Dreiling falls over on the swing, really spun on that one on the inside pitch, and is back to the dugout as he pops up to Smith at second base. Larks bring 7 to the plate. They score 4. And they lead 8-1 as we go to the 8th inning. Cougars down to their final 6 outs on Larks Network.
Please welcome back from 1966 and 67, Mr. Kenny Rollletter. This young man played for the Larks 1969, 70, 71, and 73. Please welcome Ray Capel. And from the 1960-1961 season, a great Larks player in the day, Warren Schmidt. And this gentleman played from 1953 through 1954, 55, 56, 57, and 58. He was gone for 2 years serving the United States in the armed services, returned in 1961, 62, 63, and 64. Please welcome Arlen Walters.
Top of the 8th, Jackson Blue to the mound after the Larks honor 3 legends from the 50s and 60s. 0-1 is the count on Yuki Yoshimura. And looks like we have a pinch hitter for the third baseman. 1-1, Jackson Blue got 3 outs in the last inning, and it is a pinch, or excuse me, I was just wrong on my order. It's Landon Anderson, the DH, as Dylan Dreiling makes a great catch in the right field corner to save Jackson Blue. And the Larks from singing an extra base hit, and Blue will tip the cap to him and give him a round of applause as the rest of the Larks infield does the same. And there's one away. The Cougars are down to their final 5 outs. That'll bring up Carter Pennington, the first baseman. 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles and 1 ground out. Blue has now gone 1 1/3 on 14 pitches. Blue still yet to allow a hit or a base runner. The 2-0 is outside, 3-0. On deck, Iwata with all there in the hole. Two UTA Mavericks on the mound for Hayes, and Pennington steps all the way out of the box for the 3-0 delivery, and Jackson Blue walks his first batter of the day.
All former Larks players in attendance tonight, please remain after the game. Come on out on the field so we can get a group picture of this historic event.
Runner on first with 1 away.
Now batting the shortstop, number 14, Iwata.
Now to Keen Iwata, who is 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout, a pop-up, and a single. Gets time from the umpire, and we'll get his first look at Blue here. Delivery outside, Evans blocks it. Larks still the same defensively. Henry in left, Jeminian in center, Dreiling in right. Hutchinson in the hot corner, Jackson at short, Lung at second, and Brown at first with Evans behind the dish. This one's lined to right pass, almost hits Pennington. He goes into right field. Back-to-back base runners for the Cougars. And Pennington goes to second after walking. Now Iwata at first.
Right fielder, number 17, Morgan Alter.
Now to Morgan Alder, the 6th hole. 0 for 3 in the day with a ground out to Court Jackson, a fly out to Leo Jeminian, and a strikeout against Wyatt Divis. Divis started this game for Hayes, went 6 innings, throwing 90 pitches, 63 strikes, allowed 7 hits, 1 earned runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. First delivery to him, he skies to left field. Zach Henry moves to his right, waits on it, and will make the catch. Took a second for him to get a read on it, but makes the catch by the left field line for the second out of the 8th inning. Now to Jake Terwilliger, who's 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout, a grounder to Court Jackson, and a fly out to Dylan Dreiling. Blue looks at the runner at second. Nobody there to keep him honest as the Larks are up by 7. And this delivery misses outside, 1-0. Coper on deck with Smith in the hole for the Cougars. Blue sends a fastball outside. The throw from Evans to second. Almost catches Blue. I wasn't sure Blue was ready for that one. And sliding in safely is Pennington. Good move by Court Jackson to be there to back that one up. 2-0 count. Blue goes home from the stretch. Fastball into the left-hander's batter's box. Brady Evans stumbles for it, and there's a 3-0 count. The second 3-0 count for the Cougars this inning. The last one was Pennington, who walked on 4 pitches. 11 hits for Hayes, 8 for Denver, an 8-1 lead for the Larks. And it's the second 4-pitch walk of the inning for Jackson Blue. Pennington at second, Pennington at third, Iwata at second, Terwilliger at first. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Keith Harper wants a mound visit. 8th. 2 outs, bases loaded. The mound visit with Jackson Blue is over, and word to the 8-hole Jake Coper on the day, 1 for 3 with a single and 2 flyouts to Zach Henry. His first delivery from Blue misses the zone, 1-0, 5 straight balls from Blue on the mound. Do it for the Larks in the bottom of the 8th inning will be the top of the order, Long, Evans, and Pearson. Blue goes from this windup. This one, 6 straight balls below the knees. 6 straight balls. This one was below the knees. Smith on deck with Duon in the hole for the Cougars, should they need them all. The 2-0 off speed is fouled out of play, 2-1.
Still giving away dollar bills for foul balls, courtesy of the Hayes Police Department.
Cougars
Just bring 'em to the Larks.
got swept against the Fox, but then picked up 1 win on Wednesday to end their losing streak. And Blue wants a new ball. Play at any base here. We get a 2-1 delivery from Blue. 6'5" righty out of the Woodlands, Texas. Played at UTA. Recorded no stats in his lone year at Arlington. After breaking up 6 straight balls with a strike, this one goes outside, 3-1. Blue was the 41st overall player in Texas according to Perfect Game, and was the 16th overall right-handed pitcher according to the same scouting service. The 3-1 delivery goes from the stretch, and it's lined hard at Cade Brown. The jump, not sure he would have caught that if he was 8 foot tall, and that will score 3. The bases are cleared, and the lead is cut from 8-1 to 8-4. Well hit double for Jake Coper. He scores. Pennington, Iwata, and Terwilliger. Runner at second with a 4-1 lead. Still 2 outs. For Jake Coper, that was RBIs number 5, 6, and 7 on the season. 0-1 as this one's fouled to the left field side. And 1. Some confusion in Larks dugouts as we're going to have some guys heading to the bullpen. This delivery is hit to center field. Jiminian will be able to make the catch, and that will end the 8th inning. The Cougars get 3. They trail the Larks by 4 as we move to the bottom half. bottom of the 8th. Leading off the top of the order, Grant Lung, 3 for 4 today with 2 singles, a double, 2 RBIs. His first look at Will Brazel. Mason Martinez picked up the start. It was his second appearance of the season. Martinez went 6 innings strong, 118 pitches, 6 earned runs, 11 strikeouts, and 4 walks. It's a 1-1 count here to Grant Lung. Evans on deck with Pearson due up, and I think we're going to see Cade Brown on the mound for the 9th inning. One fouled off the face mask of Coper. Long came into this one with 7 hits and now has 10. 8 of those singles, 2 of those doubles. Now has 6 RBIs on this season. Slugging percentage will certainly increase. A curveball drops low late, 2-2. Larks have scored 8 runs here in this game. All of them have been since the 4th inning, and Grant Lung works himself a full count. The 6-foot redshirt junior from Peoria, Arizona will get his payoff pitch from Brazel. Payoff pitch from Lung is behind him. The slider way off. And Lung is aboard for the 4th time today. He's aboard, but the Larks don't get their half-price beverages. The Larks fans don't get their half-price beverages, as the beverage batter did not record a hit. That is walk number 7 on the season for Grant Lung. That is tied with Palmer Hutchison for the team lead. And we'll have a mound meeting as Brady Evans awaits the new pitcher, and not sure if we're going to pull Brazel. It looks like the head coach, Mark Cirillo, is just going to talk with him. Brady Evans to the box with a runner on first, and nobody out here. In the bottom of the 8th, the first delivery from Brazel to him in the zone, 0-1. Brady has struck out 3 times today and walked once. Larks fans, make sure to subscribe while you're watching the game. If you're signed into your YouTube account, it's free. You won't get any emails from us. If you hit the notification bell too, find the subscribe button below the video feed. You will get notified each time you go live for every single game all year. You'll get a notification on your phone if you have the YouTube app on your phone. But subscribing helps us out a ton. The 1-1 to Brady Evans, hit over to the left side. Yoshimura and Coper chase it. It's going to be into the Larks fan pavilion, and one of the fans takes it off his wrist, can't make the play. And Evans will get back to the box, down 1-2. A fan that did make the play after it bounced off somebody. I believe that was Fort Hays coach Jared Gradale who didn't make the play at the game. He's a former Lark. He was honored earlier. Yeah, that's him. Standing with some of his fellow coaches at Fort Hays, but the fan who did make the play gets a round of applause from the crowd, and Brady Evans will be back to the box. Lung with a decent lead at first, leans towards second base, takes a fake step, and Brazel goes home. Curveball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, runner on first. In the bottom of the 8th, Hayes up 8-4. Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Cougars. We'll be back tomorrow for first pitch at 7 o'clock Central Time. Evans, after beating down the count, now has a full count. Larks have worked a few of those today, and we'll get his payoff pitch from Brazel. Brazel has pitched against the Pipeliners, the Heat, the Saints, and the Foxes, and now the Larks. All 5 appearances against different teams, and all appearances in relief. Has never faced more than 10 batters in one outing. And after the mound visit between Cirillo and him were over, Cirillo motioned to the bullpen to get it going, and Evans fouls this one into the glove of Coper, and he will be down on strikes. 1 away. Pearson to the dish now. Cam on the day, 2 for 3 with a walk, 2 singles, a run scored, and a run driven in. And Cade Brown no longer in the bullpen. We'll see if he's ready to go for the 9th. Long behind first base now, changing up his lead. Brazel goes home above the letters to Pearson, 1-0. Two Arizona natives on the field right now for Hayes. A Peoria, Arizona native at first base for Hayes. A Gilbert's, Arizona native at the plate in Cam Pearson. 3 Arizona players on the roster, along with Jose Velasquez out of Phoenix, Arizona, who has not made an appearance today. Is a pitcher. We'll expect to see him sometime this weekend. Cam this year at Cochise slugged above 400 and a home run and picked up 21 RBIs. That pitch would have been good for a pitch out, as it's 3-0 now. Reason Brown's out of the bullpen is because he's the guy on deck. Brazel looks in, gets the signs from Coper, and goes home. Cam takes all the way and will head to first. Second straight walk in back-to-back innings for Pearson. He led off the 7th with the walk, and that is the second walk of the inning for the Larks. Grant Lung to second, Pearson at first, and that'll bring up Cade Brown. We're going to have a mound meeting with Coper and Brazel, and that is going to end Brazel's day. And the first batter the new pitcher will have to face is Cade Brown. Coper thought the mound meeting was over, didn't see Cirillo coming out of the dugouts, and we'll be back after the break. Bottom of the 8th. 2 on, 1 out. New pitcher of the game is DeMarquez Ortega for the Cougars. First batter he faces is Cade Brown, who is 2 for 4 on the day. 1-0, and this one is wild. And the runners both advance 90 feet, 2 in scoring position. It's a day for Will Brazel. Goes 1 1/3, strikes out 1, allows 1 hit and 1 earned run, walks 2. Still has 2 earned runs potentially that could be added to him. DeMarquez Ortega, it looks like can play all over the field, listed as a utility and a pitcher. This is appearance number 3 on the season for him. Has thrown 2 2/3, allowed 1 hit, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Through 1 inning against the Foxes, 1 2/3 against the Park City Rangers. Nicely hit for Brown. The throw from second base to home is going to be a mistake. Should have got the easy out at first. And Cade Brown will drive in a run. That scoring is Grant Lung. Cam Pearson moves to third base. And that's got to be frustrating if you're Ortega right there. Could have had the second out of the inning. Runners on the corners, there's still only 1 out. Larks up 9-4. For Cade Brown, that is run scored number 5, run driven in number 2 for Grant Lung. That is run scored number 10 on the season. Grant is tied with, he's behind Cam Pearson for the team lead. Grant now has 10, Pearson has 11. That is Brown's first RBI. 6 of the Larks' 9 have driven in a run to throw to Ortega back to him over his head, and that could have scored Pearson. Brown at first, Pearson at third, Cord Jackson at the dish. Jackson reached on an error from the first baseman in the 7th, came around to score. He's 0 for 4 on the day and takes this one outside, 2-0. Brazel threw 31 pitches in his outing. Under 50% of those were strikes, just 14 strikes, 17 balls. Ortega throws his first strike here to Jackson, a fastball with some pop, 2-1. See if the Larks want to bring Cade Brown in for the 9th. He warmed up, but has been on the field for a while. This one's fouled back as Pearson breaks down third base, and Jackson now has a 2-2 count. Due up for the final 3 outs, trying to score at least 5 runs for the Cougars. So at the top of the order, Duhan, Yoshimura, and Anderson. Ortega goes home. The 2-2 sliding is Coper. And they're going to say that one hit Cord Jackson. And so would have scored had it not hit Jackson as it bounced away from Coper. But the bases are loaded now with 1 away. And that's throw home, proving that it could be costly. Jackson on base for the 2nd straight inning. Brown at 2nd, Pearson at 3rd, and now Jackson at 1st. Second hit batter for the Larks today. This delivery to Jiminian, called strike, fastball over the inside part of the plate. Larks looking to add some more on. It's Henry on deck with Hutchison in the hole. Lung led this inning off with a walk. Evans struck out, then Pearson walked. Then Brown reached on a fielder's choice. And then Jackson was just hit by a pitch. Leo Jiminian swings at this one, and everybody's going to move up a base, and Pearson scores. It's a 10-4 ball game. That puts Jackson at second, and Brown at third. Second time Kane Pearson has scored today on the season. That is run score number 12. He leads the team. Leads the team in RBIs and runs scored. Infield starting to play in now. Everybody has their toes on the green turf on the right field side. And on the third base side, now they're adjusting it a little bit more. And Jiminian early having to protect the plates, down 0-2, and fouls it off. Jiminian 2 for 4 with a line out, a strikeout, has 2 doubles, and this delivery just outside. Ortega wanted it, and so did Coper. It's a 1-2 count. Big lead for Jackson at second. They're not worried about him. They're just trying to avoid that out at home. Infield creeps in. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and Jiminian strikes out for the second time today. It's now 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. That is Zach Henry. Henry 1 for 2 on the day with a walk, a single, a strikeout, and a sacrifice fly. Had 1 RBI. That was in the last inning when the Larks scored 4. He scored all 10 runs in the past 5 innings. Scoreless in the first, second, and third. 3 in the fourth. Silent in the fifth. 1 in the sixth. 4 in the seventh. And then 2 here in the eighth. This delivery to the toes. 1-0. Hutch on deck with Dreiling in the hole. Hitter number 7 of the inning for your Larks. Inside, 2-0. Larks looking to give a little bit more security, and you get Brown home here, keep the inning going. That'll give him some more time to warm up. Ortega from the windup, the righty sends it home. Nice location, outside top corner, 2-1. Ortega has been about 50-50 on balls and strikes. This one misses the zone, 3-1. He struck out 1, has now thrown 16 pitches, and we'll get Henry to swing at the 3-1, and we'll get a payoff pitch here with 2 outs. We have a 3-hour ball game now from Larks Park. No wind here. Has cooled off about 20 degrees since the 105-degree first pitch, and Ortega will step off the rubber and wants a new sign from Coper for the payoff pitch. Gets set, gives him a nod. Goes from the windup, the payoff pitch to Zach Henry. Swung on and fouled back, and we'll do it again. Zach Henry has 5 walks compared to his 10 strikeouts this year. And we'll get a second payoff pitch here, working a nice AB versus DeMarquez Ortega. Ortega goes back from the windup, takes his time. The payoff pitch, the 3-2, swung on a miss, and he strikes out his second batter. All 3 outs this inning were off of strikeouts. Larks score 2, brings 7 to the plate. They lead by 6 as we go to the 9th inning. Larks looking to pick up win number 8.
Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Top of the ninth, Cougars down to their final 3 outs. It's still Jackson Blue on the mound. So Cade Brown will not make an appearance after warming up. 1-0 is the count to what I believe is Aiden Smith. 2-0. Davis got the start and will likely pick up win number 3 on the season, going 6 innings, striking out 6. Blue comes in relief. This will be his 3rd inning of work. The 2-0 home just outside. 3 balls, no strikes to the second baseman. Very hard to read numbers. Black number on a black, gray, and white camo uniform. For Jackson Blue, that is his 3rd walk in 2 innings. Has struggled with his command. Still a 6-run lead for the Larks. So that was actually Duhan. Again, it's hard to read the numbers from up here. Duhan now 1 for 4 on the day with a single and a walk. Yuki Yoshimura to the box now, 0 for 3 on the day with a ground out, a flout, and he reached on a fielder's choice. And Keith Harper's going to have a chat here in the 9th inning with Jackson Blue. So after 2 innings, it's a day for Jackson Blue. Replacing him is Cade Brown out of OU. First delivery here to Yuki Yoshimura. Line to left field and out of play into the Larks bullpen. Jackson Blues now made 3 appearances. First one going 3 innings, second one going 4 innings, this one going just 2. For Cade Brown, this is pitching appearance number 3. Pitched 1 inning on Wednesday and picked up a win. The game was a walk-off thanks to Grant Schmidt. Same pitch, lined out of play, 0-2. Brown pitched 1 2/3 against the Roughnecks, came in 1 inning with only 1 out, and then struck out all 5 batters he faced, just dominated. Six-foot righty, originally from California, played for the University of San Diego before transferring to Oklahoma. The 0-2 from Brown from the stretch. Fastball well hit into center field, and Jiminian will let it bounce off of him, and there's back-to-back base runners. Due on at second, Yoshimura at first. That's the second hit Cade Brown has allowed this season. He struck out 7, hasn't walked anybody, no earned runs or runs scored on him. Obviously makes for a 0 ERA. He has a whip of .37. I'll bring up Landon Anderson, the DH, over through the day with 2 strikeouts, a flyout, and a hit by pitch. Brown goes home, changeup, goes to the right side. Pearson, the new first baseman, replacing Cade Brown at first, will make the catch in foul territory, and Hutchison will apply the tag at third, and the umpire says it was not in time. He did the nonchalant style one where you wait for it to come to you, and then you quickly apply the tag, and it didn't work. And the Larks fans are going to be frustrated with that call. Still, I'm feeling comfortable, up by 6 with 2 outs to go. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Due on at third, Yoshimura at first. Anderson now 0 for 4. And brings us to the DH, Carter Pennington, 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a walk. 1 run scored and 1 run driven in. One away, Brown from the stretch gets this one to be fouled back. 0-1. Still fans sticking around, ready for the post-game concert after the game. Local band Homebrew will be the performer. Fastball from Cade inside, 1-1. So after that defensive change, Henry, Jiminian, and Dreiling in the outfield, Hutchison and Jackson on the left side of the infield, Long at second, Pearson at first, and Evans still catching. The 1-1 home, line straight back, 1-2. Brown had thrown 29 pitches in his first 2 appearances, 22 of those strikes, averaged just under 11 pitches per inning, and each batter had an average of 3.6 pitches thrown to him per AB. Got 3 of the 8 batters he faced out on less than 3 pitches or less. The 1-2, and it's a nice off speed from Brown. Catches the outside part of the plate right where he wanted, and he picks up another strikeout on the season. Strikeouts number 8 for Cade Brown, and there's 2 away. Runners on the corners. Larks up by 6 in the top of the 9th. Keen Awada to the dish now, 2 for 4. Started his day with a strikeout, a pop-up, and then singled in his last 2 ABs and scored once. That was in the 8th inning when the Cougars got 3. They got 1 in the first, silent all the way until the 8th, and they scored 3 runs. And they had 1 runner in scoring position here in the 9th. Brown goes from the stretch, the throw home outside, 1-0. Brown looks over at Yoshimura at first. Goes home to 1-0. Nice curveball. I think it was a curveball 1-1. Either way, caught the outside low zone or corner. Couldn't have placed it better. A beautiful pitch. 1-1 counts. Cougars down to their final out. At San Diego, Brown went 2-1 through 19 appearances, 16 in relief, 3 starts, 23 earned runs, 18 strikeouts. This is going to be hit to left field. Zach Henry moves in front of the warning track and will make the third out. And the Larks win it here 10-4. Good game for the Larks from the 4th inning on. Wyatt Davis picks up win number 3. He's now 3-0 on the year. Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Larks. The Larks will look to win against the Cougars. Larks will look to win the series tomorrow. First pitch at 7 p.m. from Larks Park. Cougars fall to 3-9 on the year. They're 1-4 in Rocky Mountain Baseball League play. Larks now 8-1 on the season on a 4-game winning streak. They're 3-1 at Rocky Mountain Baseball League play. They're second in the conference after winning it last year pretty easily. They're just a half game back. So fans sticking around, ready for the 75th anniversary celebration to really kick off. Larks win it here 10-4 from Larks Network. Wyatt Davis now 3-0 on the year, goes 6 innings. Jackson Blue comes in, throws 2. Brown comes in and throws 1. Cougars get 10 hits, have 1 error. Larks get 11 hits, no errors for them, and they win by 6. Like I said, game 2 tomorrow at 7 versus the Cougars. Game 2 of a 3-game series. And we got somebody standing in front of our camera. But game 2 tomorrow, again, 7 o'clock from Larks Park. You can get you right here on Larks Network. Signing off, this has been Carson Ackerman. Thank you for tuning in to the Larks 10-4 victory. We'll see you tomorrow night.